Okay, I think that we are live and alive. I am just gonna double check that I am seeing that on YouTube, and then I will get started. Let's take a look, see what we've got going on here. See what our notification was. Okay, I think that we are live and alive. I am just gonna double check that I am seeing that on YouTube. Okay, I am definitely looping myself. That is super unhelpful. Here. See what our notification was. Okay. There we go. Okay, we were about to get triple me, but we are fully live and alive. Thank you for hopping on with me. Hey, if you are here, let me know that you're here in the comments. I would just like to say hi to anybody who's tuning in for our very first live stream on the Lightspeed Social Agency YouTube channel. Hey, we have got some exciting stuff to cover. My friend Paul got to hang out with Shaq. We're going to be looking at that video. We are going to be looking at GaryVee giving some specific advice to a $2 million lawn care company that has only grown using Facebook ads. And the exciting thing to someone like me who works in the Facebook ads industry, specifically for the green industry, is that he doesn't tell them to go join another platform. Another thing that I want to get to today is that Google has violated its standards in ad deals, and up to 80% of video ad placements were completely worthless and crap by Google's own standards. We're going to be looking at a piece that dropped in the Wall Street Journal just like half an hour ago, maybe an hour ago, that is really, really interesting stuff. And then we also have Edgar from the Entrepreneurs Facebook group who asked a question about his ads. We're going to be talking about the changes I would make to his creative. So we've got a fantastic show for you. Please stay tuned, and I will also get to any of your questions in the comments. Let me know what questions you have about lawn care marketing, specifically on the Facebook end, and I would be happy to dive in and get those for you. I see Paul is here in the chat. Paul, what is up? Good to see you, dude. Yeah, so let's dive in first with this GaryVee video. Before I jump in there, if you will give the stream a like, that just helps more people see the video on demand later. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Let's jump into this video. Sweet. I am glad that everything is working. This is, I've done some test streams, but I have not done one live yet. All right, here we go.
Context. So we're at about a little over 2 million in sales. We've been using Facebook ads. We're like the only people in our area that do it remotely well. We've seen like 10-15% more leads year over year. And then this year, all of a sudden, boom, we get half as many leads coming in. So we went from increasing 15% to getting to pretty much half. The saving grace is we've been improving operations and things like that, and we've had much higher close rates. Our service is better, so our tech's good, our operations good. We're getting some tactics from your team, which have been awesome. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was saying we're getting tactics from your team in terms of like best utilization practices of the platforms, which is huge. And I feel like we're going to get some more of that after this too. So I guess where my question goes with this is, as much as you can put yourself in the shoes of a marketing person who's trying to sell people on cutting grass and keeping weeds out of their lawn. And I think I know where you're going to go with it, but what does GaryVee do when he steps in and walks?
Yep, I totally got it.
Yeah.
How big is the general area that you're marketing in?
So it's about 11 towns. We have about 50 to 60,000 homes. We think roughly, just based off analysis. So like I said, we're at like 2. We think we could be about 3 times the size we are now in the same area. We also have the infrastructure to support being about 50% bigger right now, as a result of previous, mistakes in terms of bringing on too much infrastructure. So we have a lot of room to go, and we can't catch up to ourselves fast enough. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, I think what's super interesting about the Facebook thing is I think you're hitting saturation point. It's not that Facebook's the problem. It's that your area, you've just hit saturation of how many people are paying attention. And the other saturation is the creative, right? So the creative is the variable. How many different pieces of creative are you guys running?
So right now for in terms of ad, we would put up like maybe 3 or 4 ads, run them against each other, and every year we make new ones. You know, we've done things off your advice, like we've put town names with like the high school colors on there. That's improved it. Like we've done all of that tactical stuff.
But you're only running 3 to 4 ads, right?
Right.
Per
And
per
yeah,
town.
Per
So like we
town.
basically have 11
Yeah.
ad sets, and each one has 3 to 4 different ads, all pinned
Yeah.
against each other per town, contextual
Right.
to the town.
And
So on just Facebook tactics, I want you guys to do 3 to 4 new ads that are completely different, video and imagery per town per week.
Okay, so you're talking like ads ran on the platform, like thrown in.
Okay, this is the first thing that I wanted to talk about here because I've already caught a mistake I think that these guys are making, which is there is a big push to do all of this like competition-based ad stuff in the Facebook space. You'll hear this all the time, split testing as like the king of everything. And the average lawn care business, maybe at 2 million plus in size, it makes sense to start doing this kind of thing. But in general, the average lawn care business that's serving an ad, especially if you're using like a hyper local model where you're trying to target neighborhood by neighborhood, you're going to end up with small audiences that you can't get statistically relevant data out of, especially if you're splitting off your ads in each of these smaller markets to have like local contextual local content in each of the ads. You're not actually going to be able to measure anything in a way that matters. Bill, who had a big bowl of chili for dinner and was falling asleep on Facebook at 7 p.m., he's going to affect your ad. You won't have a big enough audience to neutralize the effect of the bowl of chili that Bill ate. So I think that most lawn care companies you don't want to get in the weeds on reporting in this way. I think the point about saturation is really key here. If you are targeting a local neighborhood and you're getting your frequency of your ad up to 10, 12, 14 times that the average person in the audience has seen it, people are seeing too much of you in a way that's probably going to hurt you down the road. You might want to start looking at other neighborhoods. But that's the first thing here. And then the competing creative against each other and the like super contextual stuff, I don't know how necessary that is. I think that this is probably a business that has gotten to medium size in their market. They're not Brightview. They're not like an obviously national chain, but they're trying to have a more mom and pop feel that I don't know that every business needs to capture. If you only operate in your local area, just referencing your local area in the ads, I think will be enough to clue people in that you're a local business. Getting down to, they're going to talk about like having high school colors in ads and stuff. I think that might be overthinking it. The big thing here is that they're not using dynamic creative, which really scares me for a lawn care business because you're making decisions based on data that isn't statistically relevant. You don't have enough people in these audiences to actually gauge whether one ad's performing better than another. Maybe if one's really, really bad, it might get trounced by another one. But when you're refining your creative and you have things battling out in split tests that are, this one's 99% and this one's 98%, you're not getting enough information to actually determine which one is better. What I would tell these guys to do, and obviously I'm not GaryVee, but what I would say from my experience in the green industry is that they should be using dynamic creative with all of those pieces that are at 98, 99%, and then fill those into dynamic creative on your campaign where Facebook is assembling the ad that it thinks will work the best for the individual user. And you guys know that I'm not a big like AI booster or whatever, but Facebook's algorithm there is really powerful. And you're also just going to get the dumb luck of it cycling through the creative options. This person's going to always see a fresh ad. So that's the first thing I would say here. Let's jump back in. I should also mention that we are sponsored tonight by Green Frog Web Design. And I know that Ezra is watching from afar. So Ezra, thanks so much for tuning in. And I think he's going to be in the comments later when I'm doing the Q&A. So let's hop back over and continue listening here.
New pieces of creative ad content, running it as like a conversion ad every week.
You love that. You'll love this, brother. The only variable is the creative. You're in a set target.
Right. So one thing that was mentioned previously was kind of like top of funnel. So we've done a good amount of organic like value posts, like look out for this weed, or here's how you do a professional mulch edge, or
Look,
things like that. Is
how
that
many?
something you
I
recommend?
love that. How much?
Yeah. So my question is that should
I
we?
need you to answer that.
What's
Answer
that?
me, answer me how much organic posting you're doing.
Probably like 10% of what we do is probably organic posting.
Yeah, I probably post like once every 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah. Most of the focus is on paid ads. I feel like we haven't done
Yeah.
enough in the organic space because we haven't had
So
a good way of measuring.
right off the top, if you go to Facebook Reel ads, not just Facebook feed,
Sure.
and you go to 3 to 4 variable, completely different. I'm not talking fucking font and colors. I'm talking about like flat
Yeah.
out new commercials,
Totally
like
different.
completely different shit.
Got it.
3 to 4 posts a week changing. You've got your last week's. So basically, think about it.
So part of what Gary's getting to here is that they're barely posting organically at all. He's going to eventually tell them that they should be posting 3 to 4 times a day, and they're posting once every 2 weeks, which is not great. We want to make sure that we're being seen. Hey, I saw Ken in the chat. Ken, good to see you, man. Okay, so 3 to 4 posts a day is a lot for a business. I think when you're $1 million plus, it's probably worth it to have someone in the office whose job it is to text the crew leaders and see what they have going on that day. Is there a picture we can post? Is there a short video clip we can post? For your average less than $1 million in revenue business, and if you're outsourcing your creative, what I recommend, what we do for our clients, is 3 to 5 posts per week. So this is generally going to be me texting you to be like, hey, what do you have going on today? I texted one of our clients, Mike, the other day, and he was like, well, it's raining, so I'm not out in the field. But he ended up doing some soil tests that I was able to pull and do those. So he sent me some photos of some core plugs, and we posted that for him. But you want to have that organic content so that when people click through from your ads, the page looks alive. And I think that that is more valuable to the average lawn care business than going like data analysis crazy on the ad side. I would trim down the amount of effort these guys are putting into testing ads and fighting against each other and all of that, and focus it on the organic side. It's really easy to get caught up in the, what can I immediately trace a return on investment to, and forget that like there's so many other touches in your marketing that are going to get people in the door that you don't realize. You don't realize that somebody saw your ad, clicked through to the page, looked at the page for a minute and was like, yeah, I like the cut of these guys' jib, and then decided to do business with you at that point. So that organic posting, don't slack on that, because it'll hurt you in the long run.
The world used to do 1 post for the whole year on Facebook. This was real talk. When you guys were fucking in diapers, they were running 1 post for the whole year against all 11 towns. And what you think about you doing it, you're doing 4 posts a year times 11 towns. That's monumental. You've got 44 different ads versus 1, right? I want you to do 4 ads. I want you to do 44 different ads a week the whole year. And I want you to post 4 times organically a day. If you're asking,
should we put money behind, like, so if we run, like, if we put when you say ads, should some of these ads not be geared towards conversion? Like, should some of them just be putting ourselves out there in terms of brand
the first
building?
answer is volume. The first answer is volume. The second answer is do organic at scale. And if something goes viral, turn it into an ad.
Okay.
And the organic stuff purely is just organic. Like you're just talking like throwing up a reel on Facebook or Instagram or a post, just like a photo, a video of Nick walking a property, just like straight up, no paid, no nothing on the organic side.
YouTube Shorts and TikTok, in addition to Instagram, in addition to Facebook. Facebook Reels is a monster. Go ham. And you guys are at 1% on your creative variable testing. 1%. I want you to literally 52x what you're doing by changing the ad. Now, when you find something that works, now you're running 5 ads because you kept one from the prior week that you loved, and you've added 4 new ones. Your entire game is based on more creative ways to storytell, more creative ways organically, more creative ways to run ads.
So the really cool thing that I think Gary is pitching them on here is I saw Paul in the comments say 4 a day, he can barely do 1 a day. That man records 5 podcasts a week. I think that Paul's doing just fine on his social posting. So for the average lawn care business, I think that you should really trim down what you're doing to 3 to 5 posts a week. 1 a day, 1 a weekday, maybe 1 on the weekend is going to do you just fine to stay relevant and always look really fresh when someone clicks through from an ad. I think this is turning the testing model that these guys are really into on its head a little bit, because the idea is you're churning out creative, and if anything gets traction, if people are watching it, if they're liking it, especially Reels, you can get a lot of organic discovery. Anything that works in that space, he's saying, then take that creative and turn it into an ad. So if you have a Reel that gets, for guys in our industry, if it gets 600, 800 views, that is probably telling you that, like, hey, whatever this is that you've done, it's capturing people's attention. And so you could use that as an opportunity to get in front of them and slap a CTA at the end of it that prompts them to get a weed control and fertilization quote. So the goal is to have your organic content turn into paid ad content if it's good enough, once it's proven itself, and you're able to have it prove itself for free. So that is a really cool strategy to employ. I forgot to make myself full screen again, but that seems fine. Once you are, these guys have a lot of money to play with on the marketing side, and they should absolutely have someone in-house doing their organic posting. That feels like a really good thing to get on an ops manager's plate or an office manager's plate. I think the ops manager or director is going to be better at getting content, getting photos and that sort of thing. The office manager is probably going to have a little bit better writing strength. So it could be a hybrid position between the two of them working together on that.
Okay. So you'd even advise still on like TikTok and stuff like that, even though it's just posting to the world, not contextual or 10 times, still be posting on TikTok regularly?
That's right, because when you do something that's super aha or like makes sense, then you're going to take it. So the algorithm is going to show you what people give a fuck about. So if you're like 15 seconds on how you can fix your lawn, and then you go, blah, 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 and people are like, this is fucking insane. Well, now you just use the algorithm to give you affirmation on creative that will work. And then you run it as a fucking Facebook ad that is with supported copy and is being done as a performance ad in Facebook. And it's the best ad you've ever run because you figured it out in organic TikTok because it has the best interest algorithm.
Okay, so it's like a test.
What I think here is that you should not turn your lawn care business into a media empire. I don't think that the average lawn care business owner needs to waste their time doing like reposting their stuff to YouTube shorts or TikTok shorts. If you want to do that and you enjoy it and it's a good hobby for you, then by all means do that and use it as another testing ground for content. But I do think that every lawn care business should be on Facebook and Instagram. I think that that is worth your time to invest in the organic content. But yeah, it was really cool to see, kind of like a marketing guru take a dive into our space and hear what he has to say to guys who are looking for specific advice. If you listen to the Green Industry podcast, I know that Paul is doing an episode about this as well that dropped today. So that's really good stuff. Hey, if you have a question about that or about lawn care marketing in general, make sure to leave it in the comments because we're going to loop back and do an AMA at the end of this. I'm going to show you just a little bit of Paul's video showing Shaq reacting to his lawn care makeover with the pond guy because it was a lot of fun. Let me find what I'm looking for here.
The hydro seed will turn into beautiful grass here in a few days. They have the stunning waterfalls that is like a natural look, but basically it flows on down, and will be just in a few months, it'll be just a beautiful landscaping over here. So there's Shaq. So they're surprising him. All these people are at his house.
So if you haven't seen this video yet, it is a lot of fun. I would really recommend swinging by Paul's channel. I'll drop a link somewhere in the comments or whatnot, so that you can see that whole video, but a lot of fun. Okay, I want to get to our last real topic for today, other than getting to Edgar's creative here in just a few minutes. So, big news from the Wall Street Journal looking at Google running a scam on video ad purchasers, advertisers. So, we will hop over to our feed here. So the big top level thing here is that if you've run a video ad that is intended to be served on YouTube, you have more than likely had 80% of whatever your ad spend was stolen from you. Google was running ads on third-party platforms that were doing are just shady websites. You know, the same thing that you used to see with generic Google ads, and you would prevent your ad from being run on third-party blogs that would be, you know, who knows what your ad would be running alongside. You know, sometimes it's bad enough on YouTube what you end up opposite, let alone some random website that Google's paying for ad space. So we have some tweets here going through the piece that was pretty helpful. So advertisers pay YouTube money to run their ads before or after a YouTube video on the YouTube platform. YouTube sometimes embeds these ads, and you've definitely seen this on third-party websites where a video is embedded. These are called Google Video Partners. They do not have the same experience as YouTube ads. So advertisers are paying for sound on, fully viewable, not obscured or covered, and skippable. You know, the 5 seconds you get on YouTube before you can skip the ad. What they're getting 80% of the time, 80 cents on the dollar every time they're running ads, is it being muted on a third-party website. Autoplay videos are on the side, and it's unskippable. You are forced to watch the entirety of the ad, which means if you're running a longer video ad and you're trying to select for people who watch a certain percentage of the video, they are being forced to watch the entire 7 or 8 minutes, and they're having a horrible experience with your brand. This has been happening since at least 2020. Just like totally embarrassing. This is the kind of stuff that Facebook was up to back in the big push to video. So this is why I always advocate for lawn care and landscaping businesses to have a way to validate the claims that the advertising platforms are making for you. If Google's stealing 80 cents on the dollar from you, but you know that your ad budget is profitable overall, then it's fine, right? You are tracking what you're getting, and you know that you're getting results that you're happy with. If you are not tracking this, you're not pushing to your own website, you don't have some form of external validation, then you don't know that you're getting a return on your investment, and Google's robbing you. So this is just like horrible news for the advertising community. As a Facebook first advertiser, I don't trust Facebook either. I try to get my clients to have their ads get you off platform as quickly as possible so that the maximum amount of the funnel is trackable and traceable by us when we're looking at your results. So I don't trust Facebook either. They've been a bad actor in the past, but this is horrible news for Google. They're already having problems with their AI implementation and how it uses search results. People are not wanting to produce content that's going to be cannibalized by YouTube's AI without them seeing a cent. So they're not going to do free work. This is all just, hitting at a bad time for Google. That said, I will enjoy the exodus of skittish advertisers from Google's platform during this. I would expect to see costs dip a little bit during this window as there's a little bit less competition to get in front of people's eyeballs. So that is always exciting. But yeah, I mean, this is completely unacceptable. Google is claiming that there are, a lot of misrepresentations and errors in this, which is what they have to say. But it's just crazy. Like, these lower quality ad placements that they're charging a premium for are normally like $5 per thousand per CPM, and Google is making brands pay $100 per CPM. So just like a ridiculous 20 times what you should be paying for this. It is ridiculous. Now, I will say most lawn care businesses are unaffected by this. If you're running regular Google pay-per-click ads, and especially if you're only running search ads, there's no indication in this report that they're doing the same thing on the search side. It looks like they're just trying to find more placements for videos. I think they probably had a lot of demand for video ads during the pandemic, and they were just like scrounging, hitting the couch cushions, looking for anything they could scrape together here. But yeah, so our final thing here is we are going to be looking at, Edgar messaged me right before I went live to ask about this after we were talking in a thread in Launchpreneurs. So I'll just bring this over, see if we can make it a little bit bigger before I share my screen again. And Edgar, I hope you don't, the forum was public, so I don't think you mind if your name is out there. Hopefully you're watching. Edgar, if you're there, say something in the comments so that I see you on YouTube as well. But we're looking at his ad. So he's been having some trouble with the ad not converting. So he's not getting messages, or he's getting messages and they're for people who expect a whole lot for not very much. And I told him that I think that there are two things that could be going wrong here. The first one is that the targeting is incorrect. You're getting in front of the wrong people, maybe targeting too broadly. And so you're hitting neighborhoods that are a little less spendy, a little less willing to spend on their outdoor environment. And then the second thing is that there might be some problems with the creative. And I think that we have a blend of both here. We've talked about the targeting a little bit, and I've passed along my video called Why Your Facebook Ads Never Work, which I think is really key to understanding the targeting model that I am always preaching here on the channel. And then let's look at the ad together here, because I think this is going to be really helpful to dive into and talk about what I would do differently. So we've got the copy up top, another mulch job completed. If you need mulch installed, feel free to contact us for a free quote, phone number. And then service areas listed there coming: Oakwood, Gainesville, Sugar Hill, down there in Georgia, Paul's country. Send a message is a thing I love to see lawn care owners willing to do on Facebook. I think if you can get those messages in from people and talk to them on platform, that's really cool. A lot of people don't have the bandwidth for that. I want to make sure that you're not missing these messages when they come in. Edgar's doing just fine on this front. The copy. I have a few notes here. The big thing is that when you're writing copy for an ad, you always want to lean on benefits versus features. Another mulch job completed is a feature. In the same way that a Norelco razor has 5 blades. 5 blades doesn't mean anything to the consumer, right? That's why they tell you that it's going to be the smoothest shave you've ever gotten. It has 5 blades. So you lead with the benefit and you close with the feature. The benefit raises an emotion. Man, I'm going to look great with this smooth shave. And then the feature justifies that emotion with logic. It tells you, hey, I'm going to make you feel this way, and this is why. So for mulch, what I would think about is, what do people want out of mulch? It gives them curb appeal. Or in this case, it looks like we're in a backyard. This is a great place to hang out with your family. It looks beautiful. The plants pop. So this is a great place to spend an evening with the grandkids, an evening with your kids. I would lean on that kind of language. My friend Jacob Godar over at Scooter's Lawn Care, he has always done this phrase that I love, that they create everyday luxury. Now, that is a phrase that almost means nothing literally, but what it does is it evokes a feeling, and that's what we want to do in our advertising. So where I would start is come up with a list of benefits from a mulch job for this ad. It makes things look really nice is key. And then go back one step further. Why does it matter that it makes things look nice? The next step back from that is what that means for the customer. That means that they're proud of their backyard. Have an outdoor entertaining space you can be proud of. Get to the emotion that having a beautiful yard and backyard project like this gives you, and then tell them the other benefits of mulch. Hey, mulch helps prevent weeds. It retains water in the hot summer so that you have to spend less on your water bill, but your plants still look great. All of the things that a mulch job does for you is really key. I think these pictures are great. I would rather see you pull them into Canva and maybe go through the 3 of them so that we get to fully enjoy each one before we're looking at the next one. I think that they'll look a little bit better that way. But yeah, this is an ad that's almost there. I think our main problem is the copy. I would get rid of the phone number. One CTA in an ad One CTA in an ad is all you need. Don't give them multiple avenues to contact you. You're asking them to make a decision when you do that. If there's only the option to send them a message, then that's what they're going to do, right? If they were going to take action, instead of asking them to decide between calling or messaging, pick the one you want. You can do a call button on Facebook and have it ring your phone right away. And then I would also get rid of the service area stuff. Make sure your targeting is set up so that you're only getting this ad in front of people in your service area. That hyperlocal stuff that I talked about, Edgar, that'll help you out if you watch that other video from me. Okay, well, I think that is all that I've got to cover tonight. So I appreciate everyone hanging out with me. It was good to have you here. And we'll do this a little more often in the future. I was excited that we had this Google story breaking right as I was hopping on. It's really cool that we were able to do that. And I appreciate my friend Paul for sending me this GaryVee video that is very much about the, kind of the exact strategies we recommend on the YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, please make sure that you are subscribed down below. Click that like button, and it doesn't look like we've got any questions in the comments right now, but if you're watching this on demand, I do see every YouTube comment that comes through, so please feel free to drop one down there, and I will get to it on a future episode of the podcast or here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you later.